Hey guys. All right. Welcome to What the Heck Wednesday. Today, I want to talk to you about activating your inner goal getting goddess. So, this is going to be part story time. I'm going to read from a book, which is amazing to help kind of piece this all together for you and then talk like a riff a little bit off of this. So, I know at least with myself, and I don't know about you, but I think this is like a common human occurrence is that we have all these intentions that we set out to do for a healthy lifestyle. And oh, shoot, I don't even, I'll just have to hope that my microphone's going. And we set these goals that we want to attain with our weight, with our health. We want to work out 3 to 4 times a week. We want to start lifting weights. We want to run a marathon. We want to eat better. We want to have more healthy foods around. And then somehow, some way, all those good intentions like kind of just vaporize. And we find ourselves sitting back in our old habits and not even really making real change, maybe for a moment, but not for a lifetime, which is what we really want, so that we can feel good about ourselves. We can feel comfortable in our clothes. We can have the energy that we want to play with our kids, to hang out with our friends, so that we can feel and look sexy, to be comfortable in our bodies. So, what the heck is going on? Well, there's a bunch of things that are going on, but I'm going to talk about one thing that's going on, and it's really getting in touch with and activating our inner goal getting goddess who is sitting back here in our subconscious mind. Most of our intentions and our goals are set very, I don't kind of willy-nilly, right? Just kind of with the winds, like, I wish I could do this. I would love to do that. I want to be healthy, but we're not really truly setting goals. And this inner goal getting goddess in our subconscious mind, she's not really getting the things that you're saying that you want. So we're never truly achieving those things. So I'm going to show you, and I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do a little story time here. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this subconscious programming in our mind called the reticular blah blah. There goes me with trying to speak, right? The reticular activating system, and that is our inner goal getting goddess. So let me put my granny glasses on, my reading glasses, and I want to talk to you a little bit about this, and riff off of it too. So what is the reticular activating system? So think of your conscious mind as your goal setter, right? Like I just said, you have tons of different goals that you want to achieve, and you say it out loud, or you think it while you're going through something. You see somebody who's like perfect and you want to be with that, like them, and you're like, I wish I could be that person. I need to eat more healthy. I need to, exercise more, right? So you say that consciously. That is a conscious goal or a conscious aspiration that you're setting for yourself. And your unconscious mind is your goal getter. So you have your goal setter in your conscious mind, and your unconscious mind is your goal getter. And the conscious mind is your goal setter, because the goal setting process is really very logical. And if you're a creative like I am, you're like, yeah, sometimes it's way too logical, right? To go through all those steps to actually set a goal. But if you're a really logical, linear thinker, then you're totally on point with this. And you probably are a little bit better goal setter than I am. And your unconscious mind is called your goal getter because of the part of your brain that I mentioned there, that reticular activating system, or RIS for short. And your RIS plays a vital part in your ability to achieve goals via your unconscious mind. And I specialize in mindset and the unconscious mind. Love the unconscious. So the important thing that you need to do is set your intention in the right direction when it comes to your goals. All you need to do is leave the delivery to your unconscious mind, and you'll be astonished at how quickly you'll begin to attract things to yourself and people who will help you achieve your goals. And this kind of fits with you if you're somebody that is big into reading or learning about manifestation. This is going to be the more psychological point of view on manifestation. You can take it to a more spiritual view, but this is going to help you understand like what's going on in our brain with manifestation and how we unconsciously bring things into our lives and focus on those things and make them become part of our lives due to this RAS that we have in there. So I'm going to tell um, a little story here. So just imagine, so being in a busy airport terminal, right? And you discover that your flight has been delayed for like 2 hours, right? And you might be annoyed and frustrated about it, but decide to spend some time and just spoil yourself by, eating and drinking something fantastic at, the local restaurant that's in the airport. And, as you're sitting in the airport, there's a lot of noise going around you. There's tons of people. This is like not COVID. This is like pre-COVID, right? There's tons of people talking, there's music playing, there's announcements being made, there's people driving by on those, with the luggage and people that are late for their flights, and there's just tons of stuff going on. And you normally are not paying much attention to all of that that's going on in the background. You're probably paying attention to your meal and just enjoying what's going on, or watching the TV that's, on in the bar wherever you are, because there's always TVs on there. And you may hear certain sounds and things like that, but when you hear that PA system, spout off that your flight is loading and everybody's getting ready to get on that flight, like you hear that, you jump up, you pay the bill, and you're out of there. So, what made that kind of push through more than all the other noises that were going? There's so many millions and millions of stimuli going on during that scenario when you're sitting in an airport waiting for your flight, but you happened to hear that your particular flight was boarding at that point in time. I've actually had a point where I totally missed it and didn't even hear it. So I don't know what I was focused on at that point in time. But normally you hear that, and that is your subconscious mind, because you set a goal with your conscious mind that you wanted to make sure that you made that flight. You knew it was delayed for 2 hours, but in the back of your mind, your little inner goal getting goddess picked up on the fact that that was happening and that sound was out there and pulled it into your conscious mind and let you hear that so that you could take action, because that was honestly a goal. It was a goal. It doesn't seem like it, but it was a goal. And that's how your subconscious really helped you do that. So triggering your inner goal getting goddess, or your RAS, right? So there's features of the RAS that make it an essential tool to achieving your goal. Just like I said right there in that story, like it's you'd use it all the time. The key is now you need to harness it and activate it to make it really, really powerful for you. So when you set your goal, you create a very, very specific internal representation of it with like pictures and sounds and feelings and taste and smells, activating, getting all your senses involved. If you're not, you're missing out on a key point of goal setting, is to get all your senses and your emotions involved in that goal setting, especially your emotions. Your emotions are key. And you want all that kind of, you're pulling that in with your conscious mind, right? And I'll choke. Good thing I have something to drink here, which is fantastic. Okay, so then your inner goal-getting goddess, or your reticular activating system, it's still stuck in my throat, will then pass on all this information. It'll pass on, the RAS passes it all on to your unconscious, right? And then it will help you achieve your goal. And it does this by bringing your attention to all the relevant information, which otherwise will remain as white noise going on. Like, think about going through the day. There's so much white noise. And it's kind of like the old iceberg principle. Like, your conscious mind is only paying attention to like 10% of all of that, 10%, if that, of all the stuff that's going on. But your unconscious mind is insane. It is bringing in everything, all that stimuli, all that information, and putting it back in your brain. I don't know how a brain can actually hold all that information. It's just crazy when you think about it. So your unconscious has all this stuff back there. It knows everything. Like I've even it's funny to say that I've read this, but like when you look at a page in a book, your subconscious mind has already registered everything that's on that book. Like, how cool would it be to actually be able to like pull all that stuff at command? Well, this is kind of some of what we're doing here, right? So we're giving a command to our unconscious brain to go in there and say all this information that you've pulled in there, I want you to pull out the stuff that supports my goal, that goal that I've tied in with all my senses and my emotions, and really kind of honing it down to focus on a few areas, like focus on 2 or 3 key areas of a single goal. It does something just crazy for your behavior, and it triggers your reticulator. I can't even say that word. My reticulated activated system. Oh my god. Blah blah your RAS, right? And we know our brains are bombarded by all these messages each second, and everything you see, hear, smell, feel, touch is a message entering your brain. And your RAS, that inner goal getting goddess, is going to filter through all these messages and decide which ones get like kind of like when I worked at JP Morgan Chase, we used to call them one pagers. It really gets that top line, that headline feature for you that kind of just arouses things in your brain and starts to bubble it up to your conscious. So paying attention, like one of the things that you notice from like modeling or looking at other people that are really successful at losing weight and staying healthy, um, is that they pay attention and they focus on the things that are important to them um, at the time, really. So if their dominant thoughts are about creating new healthy habits, then they're going to start seeing this everywhere. And if your dominant thoughts are that, you're going to start seeing that everywhere. You're going to start seeing it everywhere. So you'll pick up on conversations that people are having, like maybe at the office about juicing or drinking green smoothies or whatever. It's usually me starting those conversations, but you may pick up on me having those conversations, right? You'll pick up new ideas. You'll see things as you're scrolling through your inbox, as you're scrolling through the internet, as you're scrolling through social media. Those things will pop out at you like they never have before because you've given that command to your subconscious brain that is wholly with all your body and soul what you want, and it's going to bring those opportunities to your consciousness for you to then take action on, and that's key. So all of that's out there. So in other words, it's going to ignore the things that the junk food ads and the unhealthy things you do to sabotage yourself. It's going to start to ignore those opportunities, and because you want that one goal so badly and you've brought in all your senses and your emotions on that goal, it is going to start offering you up more opportunities to do the things that are healthy and in alignment with that goal that you wanted. Does that make sense? It's really kind of cool. And I mentioned it a little bit ago. It's kind of like in that vein where people talk about manifesting. I manifested this, I manifested that, I manifested a healthy body, I manifested a healthy life. You may have manifested it, but you also triggered your inner goal getting goddess to offer you up, or the reticular activating system, to offer you up, and I actually said it right that time, these opportunities to be healthier or to work out or whatever it may be. So, and it'll ignore anything that isn't in alignment with those things and highlight the good stuff. So it's really, really kind of cool when you think about it. So I won't go into too like crazy deep on it, but I wanted one to kind of bring this to your attention. And I like to call it, here's another way that I like to see this. I call this the white Jeep scenario, or it could also be like the IROC Camaro scenario. So or any car that you drive, right? So say you, and I've done this. So your car, right? At one point in time, you're like, oh, I really want this car. This is a totally cool car. I don't see a lot of them. Like, I really love this car. You buy this car, and the next week you see your car everywhere, everywhere, absolutely everywhere. That is your inner goal getting goddess, your reticular activating system in full just full on mode. So it's now showing you, because you love this car, you wanted this car, you got this car. Now it's showing you, you are now being served up all these opportunities to see your car out on the road. It's not there, and it's really, really kind of cool. Like, I would love to have, you can play this game, right? Like, I would love to have a white Jeep. It's on my list. I want a white Jeep. I know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to wrap it. It's going to be really cool. And as I started to really think about how much I wanted that Jeep, now I see them everywhere. I see the white Jeeps everywhere. I see Jeeps everywhere. I cannot go anywhere without seeing a Jeep. Like, I feel like I'm already in the Jeep because I'm like, peace. I'm throwing the peace sign, everybody in the Jeep. Because I see them everywhere. Like, it's just, the world is littered with Jeeps. There's Jeeps everywhere. It's insane. But that's because I focused, I pulled together my goal, I sent it back into my subconscious, and now my RIS, or my inner goal-getting goddess, is now showing me up all these opportunities to see all these Jeeps everywhere. So when I'm ready to take action on that, I bet you I could like tweak that that goal and ask my brain to show me Jeeps that are for sale, and I will see Jeeps that are for sale everywhere. So here is my action item for you. So having this conversation about the reticular activating system, or your inner goal getting goddess, and knowing how this works, like, how can you really think about how this could be used for your greatest good, for your greatest goals, really? And how could this help you really stay true to your health journey? So you can take this, and I really highly encourage you, take action. Everything is just information until you actually take action and do something with it. And I think that's where a lot of us, like, myself included, like, in many ways, will go and read all these books. Like, you should see all the books that I have, like all these books, health, wellness, mental things, self-improvement, whatever. I have all these books. And if I would have taken action like years ago on a lot of these little bits and pieces, it would be amazing how far I would be ahead in my life, where I want with, what I want to do and where I want to go. So you have to take action, right? You have to take action. You just can't sit back and just let things happen. You have to take steps when you see these things to do it. So if you're thinking about how harnessing your inner goal getting goddess could help you stay true to your health and fitness journey, like, think about, right, take out a piece of paper and think about 3 or 4 of your biggest excuses when it comes to your health and wellness journey, or your health and fitness journey. Your biggest excuses, 3 or 4 of your biggest excuses. Like, I don't have time. And this is crazy. Like, think about this. Just with what we had, the conversation, because your negatives play into your reticular activating system too, your inner goal getting goddess. If you're telling yourself you don't have time, how is that going to impact what gets served up to you from your subconscious mind? Your subconscious mind is going to serve up more opportunities for you to not have enough time. It's going to serve up busyness, whether it is or isn't. It's going to serve up that view of life to you, right? It's kind of scary when you think of the negative things we say. And this is another conversation for another day. It's too hard, right? There's another excuse. It's too hard. Eating healthy is too hard, or running is too hard, or this workout is too hard, or whatever it is. It's too hard, right? That's another excuse we give ourselves. Again, you were telling yourself this, so you're kind of making, and like, there's emotion and there's things tied to it when you're saying it's too hard. Like, oh, it's too hard. Like, I feel that with my body and soul, right? When I say that, and you do too, I'm sure. So again, you've just thrown that back to your subconscious, your inner goal getting goddess, as a goal. It's a freaky, awful goal that you really don't want, but you've just told yourself that. So your subconscious is going to start serving you up with more it's too hard, right? And you're not going to find that it's easy. So if you start telling yourself like eating healthy is easy, right? That's a goal of mine. It's easy. Just it's easy. Like it's a goal wrapped in a statement. It's easy. You're going to start seeing more opportunities. You can't just say be one and done, but like continue to say that. Like, this is easy. This is so easy. Finding 5 minutes to exercise is easy, right? Instead of, oh my God, it's so hard. I can't do a 45-minute workout. Well, work out for 15 minutes. Go take a walk around the block. It's easy. Then your brain is going to start to find more opportunities for it's easy, right? So think about that. What are your top excuses? What do you tell yourself all the time? What is that negative voice saying in your head? Or you saying, you are the voice. What is it saying in your head? And then how do you change that into a positive goal that you can wrap all sorts of yummy, good feelings around it and send it back to your subconscious, your inner goal getting goddess, so that she can start showing you opportunities for you to take action on. And the next thing you know, you're going to open up the pantry. Eating healthy is easy. And there's going to be, well, not even pantry. Pantry is boring. Let's go open the refrigerator, right? And you're going to see apples in there, and you're going to see, a nice green salad that you bought when you had good intentions. And now you're like, yeah, there it is. I'm going to eat it. And there's going to be vegetables, and there's going to be all sorts of really, really good stuff in there and not junk, because you started down that path and you took action. When you're at the grocery store, you're like, oh my God, this looks good. Like rolling around that produce department and grabbing stuff, or rolling in the frozen veggie area and grabbing some stuff. And then it's just going to start to kind of just snowball after that. So think about that. Take the action item to heart and really do it. How can you use your inner goal-getting goddess, the reticular activating system, for your greatest good? How could it help you on your health and wellness journey? And then think of all the excuses that you give yourself and how you can flip those to turn those into positive goals, so that your inner goal-getting goddess, your subconscious brain, can flip the switch and start showing you more opportunities to get what you want, instead of showing you more opportunities to get what you don't want, because you're super hyper focused on your excuses and not the things that you actually want. Pretty cool, right? All right. If you have any questions, just post in, DM me, whatever. I'd love to help you kind of take this and really take it to the next level. And that's about it. So I will talk to you soon. Talk to you again next Wednesday for What the Hack Wednesday. And we'll go over some more stuff to really help you on your health and wellness journey. So take care, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.